for a while, so I thought that I would take a little road trip to the desert. There's a sign that I just passed that said that there's no services for the next 107 miles or something like that. I'm glad I have enough gas to get that far, but yeah, we're out in the middle of nowhere. It has been a long time since I've been in Red Rock country, and boy, am I excited. I'm just gonna make a sandwich because I feel really lazy. I'm really glad that I was able to nail a spot here. I think I'm gonna clean up the back of the car because a lot of things got jostled around during the drive, and then I'm gonna crawl into bed. Alright, it is the next day. I wasn't going to talk about this. I wasn't going to talk about this at all because I know that some people will have some really, really nasty things to say. But I have been having a girl problem. I am a woman who has been having a woman problem. And there are women who watch my channel, and I have come across a really, really helpful and useful solution that I think would be very beneficial for me to share, because I know that a lot of women have had this problem before, and I don't know, at least myself and a lot of other members of my family have been getting screwed over for many, many years dealing with this problem, and I have found a much simpler solution to things. Alright, so if you're not interested in hearing about any kind of girl problems or girl solutions, then feel free to skip, but I'm gonna talk about it here because I think it's useful and I want to talk about it. So yesterday as I was driving, I felt the beginnings of a little UTI coming on. I was really scared because I'm out in the middle of nowhere. My PCP is all the way back home. I don't want to have to drive 4 hours to the nearest urgent care, especially if they're going to do stuff like submit me for testing that I don't consent to, that they make me pay for it when I know what the problem is. I know that the problem's a UTI. I don't need STI testing or a pregnancy test. I know what I have. Also, urgent cares are expensive. I just put brand new tires all over Busbus. Like, I don't want to have to spend $300 for an urgent care appointment, bro. I was a little scared too, because the last time I had a UTI, this was several years ago, I showed up symptomatic pretty late in the course of the infection, and by the time I was symptomatic, the infection was already pretty far along. And so I went to my PCP and she mismanaged me pretty hard, and I had to go to the emergency room only for them to send me home with oral antibiotics anyway, and a bill for $9,000. So I was really anxious when I started having these UTI symptoms. So I called my friend and she was like, I actually had the same problem recently when I was traveling. What I did was I went online and went to one of those websites where you can just order antibiotics online. And I was like, that sounds sketchy as hell. But it was my only option. It was my only option. So I went online and I found out that there's a lot of different websites where you can get prescription drugs sent to you online in this fashion for a UTI. I went to the one that I trusted most, which was Planned Parenthood. I've never worked with Planned Parenthood before. I just know that they've been around for a long time and that they actually have qualified NPs and physicians and PAs and all that stuff at their disposal. So I spent like 10 minutes filling out a bunch of questions, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. I was laying in my bed anxious. What am I going to do about this UTI? I'm like filling out the questionnaire, and they said, okay, we'll have an appointment for you tomorrow at 10 a.m. And I was like, oh, that's 12 hours from now. They had an appointment. I made an appointment after hours, and they had an appointment for me the next morning. And I didn't even have to wait. I was like, okay, cool, this is great. So I show up to this grocery store this morning for better cell service, to make this phone call with her. And I get on the phone and she's there. She's on time. She was right on the dot, right on time. And I was like, hey, what's up? She goes, hi, I reviewed your, questionnaire that you filled out. Have you had a UTI before? Is this something that you're familiar with? You know what it feels like? I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm confident with my body and I know what I have going on. And she was like, okay, cool, great, awesome. Are you familiar with your drugs? Are you familiar with your antibiotics? And I was like, yeah, I know that you can do the Bactrim or the Macrobid. And she was like, cool, which one do you want? And I was like, I think I want to go with Macrobid. She was like, cool, pee after sex, drink a bunch of water, and don't hold your pee. And that was it. That was it. I've got my prescription. With insurance, it cost $6. And the appointment with the NP was $25, and it took all of 3 minutes. So my last UTI cost me $9,000 because I was heavily mismanaged and I had to go to the ER. And this cost me $31. This whole experience. It cost me $31 and 12 hours. I know that this resource has been around for probably a few years now, but I've just never had to use it, and I'm just so grateful that I live in a day and age where I don't have to get screwed over at the PCP and wait for an appointment. Meanwhile, I'm getting sicker. Like, come on, are you joking? This is incredible. Obviously, this is not sponsored. Planned Parenthood is not gonna go around sponsoring Vanlife girl channels. This is a real prescription. I'm not like lying. I can't show you my personal information, but like, it's a real prescription. Okay, so this resource is out there, and I didn't know about it until yesterday, and today I have the solution to my problem in my hands. So thank God for Planned Parenthood. If you have anything nasty to say, go somewhere else, because I don't care. This is a lifesaver. I know too many women who have been screwed over with this kind of thing. This is just woman to woman. If your PCP doesn't have an opening for 2 weeks and you've got symptoms now and you don't want to spend $1 million at urgent care for testing that you didn't consent to when you know what the problem is, and all you need is an antibiotic that you're already familiar with the name of, I would highly recommend checking this website out. if it's something that you trust and if it's something that you're interested in. I can only tell you my experience. My experience was very good, but yeah. Thank you, Planned Parenthood. Thank you, Planned Parenthood. I didn't really plan anything else out for the day because I didn't know what this morning was gonna look like. But there's a cool hike like 10 minutes south of here that I want to go check out. All right, we are here. We are here. Unfortunately, I do think I'm gonna turn around early just because I feel kind of tired and blah right now. But I'm really glad that I got up here and saw all this cool stuff. Man, this is so gorgeous. Right. I'm making some rice so that I can make some chili and put it in some flour tortillas. I think that when I go back to my home state for the holidays this winter, I think I want to rebuild a part of my van to allow for a more streamlined kitchen setup because, you know, when I started living in my car, I never figured that I would do it for very long, and now I've been out here for a year and a half, and there are some things that I really want to fix about my food setup, things that I think I could streamline with a different kind of build, so let me know your suggestions. Whoever told me that I could just put tortillas on the burner itself and it would be fine, go home. Girl, that did not work. It might just be like, if I were using a regular stove, then I would probably do it. I'm just gonna have them the way that they are. I don't even want to toast them. I just kind of want to eat. I'm hungry. It got dark so fast. It's dark immediately now at like 6. I forgot to show you. I acquired this little tea light at like a Hobbit themed birthday party. And isn't that cool? I think it's just so cozy. And I've got my little candle here too. I just got all these like warm little candle light things. And my reading light, which is providing the main light source right now. Oh my goodness. It's so cozy in here at night, dude. It's so cozy in here. Oh my goodness. Alright, I am gonna go to bed. Good night.